Hello citizens, I'm Barnabas.
And I'm Jamal, and today we have an exciting episode of ONews, filled with hot topics.
We'll learn about what important issues the youth thinks the next president should address. The topics range from college tuition to protecting the environment.
Our election reporter, Sonia, will inform you about important propositions and measures on the local and state ballots. Well, that's coming up on this episode of ONews.
So let's get this started with a few top stories.
There's been a lot of commotion surrounding the Raiders recently as they explore relocating to Las Vegas. Nevada's governor has committed to putting up $750 million of tax money towards a new stadium in Las Vegas. But the move is far from a sure thing. A local team of investors are working on a new stadium deal that will keep the Raiders in Oakland, though Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf has said she would not put any public money toward a new stadium. Oakland's taxpayers are still paying millions for the last time the Coliseum was renovated in the 90s.
Attorney General Kamala Harris and Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez, two Democrat women, are running against each other for U.S. Senate. Harris is leading possibly due to endorsement of President Obama, or possibly because Sanchez's awkward dance move during the debate.
And a half, Ms. Harris.
So there's a clear difference between the candidates in this race.
No, Loretta, just no.
Okay, so let's get this started with the letter to the next president. This is a collaboration with KQED. They ask students what election issue matters to them the most and share their opinions through letters, videos, and audio.
First up is Xavier, who discusses the importance of being able to afford higher education.
I want to talk about college debt. I'm currently a junior in high school and I'm planning on going to a good college afterwards. It's so important to go to college. If I weren't able to go, I could possibly be looked down upon by people who are trying to hire me. Even though I know the importance of college, I'm scared to go because I can't pay for it. I know plenty of people who are struggling to pay their loans. This should not be a problem in 2016. I shouldn't have to stress out about such a small part of my life. For the next president, I want to see someone who has a plan to solve this problem that I'm sure many other people in the U.S. are facing.
This is Locker Room Talk.
Hey man, you heard about that new Call of Duty trailer?
Man, I heard it was the worst.
Heard it got endless dislikes.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it after school.
Trash.
This is Locker Room Talk.
Wow, who were those guys?
I don't know, man, but they look really handsome.
I really liked Xavier's letter to the next president.
I agree. The cost of college tuition is a barrier for lots of people who want to pursue a higher education.
Unfortunately, as young people, we can't vote to make college free or more affordable.
But there are lots of other important issues we can vote on. Let's learn about some of the most important ballot initiatives that you can vote on with Sonia.
Hi, I'm Sonia, and I'm going to talk to you about some of the more controversial propositions on the ballot this year. The presidential election isn't the only thing you should be voting for. Actually, the ballot is huge. Let's see. In Oakland, Measure HH proposes a 1 cent per ounce tax on sugary beverages. Opponents of this tax claim it will raise the price of all groceries, which will disadvantage low-income residents the most. But supporters believe HH is an important health measure that has the potential to reduce the risk that 1 in 3 kids in Alameda County will develop diabetes. They also point out that the American Beverage Association, which is sponsored by companies like Coke and Pepsi, has poured millions into fighting HH in the Bay Area. Thanks for watching, and I hope you vote on November 8th.
Measure HH has been a very controversial ballot initiative.
I know. There's lots of ads on television that have been overwhelming, and I'm so glad Sonia has been able to inform us about the facts.
Now let's look at Charles' video about the police brutality and racism in our country. But first, another edition of Locker Room Talk.
This is Locker Room Talk.
Dude, isn't that the 6?
No, it's the 7.
But aren't you paying more for less audio quality?
Whoa, I never thought of it like that, I guess.
This is Locker Room Talk.
Racism has always have been a huge problem that will never be resolved. But we as Americans, we have seen it once or twice. Most of those Americans that live here do have equal laws, but for some reason, every single race that live around America has been treated always differently, and it's been affecting many different types of races.
I'm also racist, but not in a bad way. I'm not a bigot or anything like that. I just judge people because of the race.
And the thing is, it has affected a lot of people, including to black people like myself. How it affects me in general, it's affects how we can't really do a lot of things. As like myself, I'm gonna be driving soon. As a black male myself, I'm gonna be having trouble trying to deal with my way on how to get through my day. Especially if like a police officer pulls me over. And one of those times, I always have to keep calm, because if I ever show any sort of discouraging attitude towards a person, they're gonna think of something highly of me, and that's not fun at all. We just want to all be treated in the most equal way possible, the way how everyone can be treated. That's why the whole phrase, treat people like you want to be treated, that's why it should be an enforced type of rule. So for Mr. and Mrs. President, I hope you see that this is as a problem, more than a little problem, more of a big problem, and it needs to be resolved. Because here in America, we are known as the land of the free, and we should keep it that way.
Police brutality has become a pressing issue in the U.S. Sometimes it feels like there's very little we can do to hold the police accountable for their own actions.
I hope that we can find a solution to this problem soon, so that people of color feel safer when interacting with police.
You know, police brutality is one of the many issues that have been brought up to this election.
Many people feel overwhelmed by the candidates and don't know who to vote for.
I have to say, sometimes it does feel like it would be easier just to tune out the election.
It may be easier, but I think it's important to be aware of the candidates' policies, and most of all, to vote.
While we're talking about staying aware of important issues, let's see what Sonia chose to discuss about in her letter to the next president.
Hearing that this has been the hottest year on record, or that 1 in 4 mammals are endangered, or that every minute 51 acres of tropical rainforest are being destroyed makes me extraordinarily anxious. It feels as if the planet is crumbling beneath our fingertips and we are not doing enough to stop it from falling apart completely. What I think many fail to understand is that global warming will affect groups of people in ways we can only begin to imagine. These types of issues will only get worse until they are entirely out of our control. Air pollution causes asthma, water pollution can lead to crises like the one in Flint, Michigan, and sea level rise threatens the many, including myself, who live in coastal cities. Right now is the time to act. Right now is the time to make change. I believe environmental issues should be the first thing on your agenda. You have the power to improve the lives of millions of people and the health of our planet.
This is Locker Room Talk.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Dude, I've been noticing Vanessa. She's smart, funny, pretty, and she's in my chemistry class, and I see her participating, taking notes, and I'm like, why shouldn't I do that, Take notes so I can better myself.
Man, I don't know all about that, but, she got a fine ass, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying. You can take you and your vulgar language out of this locker room right now.
Yeah.
This is Locker Room Talk.
Oh, wait.
That's all we have today, folks. Thanks for watching.
And be sure to check out ONews.me.
And don't forget to vote on November 8th.